Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be, I never wanted it too much. Well, I've got one email I'm going to go through with you today, and this guy's doing really great. And he really brought, the reason I chose this email to do a topic on today is because this is a really important aspect of being successful, not only in your personal life, but in all areas of your life. Getting to a place where you can just let things be, where you just simply, you want things, you know what you want, you desire them, and you move towards them. But if it doesn't work out, you're cool with either possibility. And especially when it comes where guys interact with women, is that men have to become okay with no matter what women do. And sometimes women will purposely do certain things just to see how the guy reacts, because his reaction will communicate everything about his self-confidence and his strength, as well as how worthy he feels as a man in order to be with her. So I got a quote that I wrote on this topic, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the guy's email. And the quote says, "Great opportunities and lovers tend to come into our lives when we are not looking for them. We may have a desire, but the difference is that we are indifferent to whatever shows up. We are receptive and unconditionally accepting of any possibility. When you want someone, you should express your desire with positive expectation that you will get what you want, but are just as happy and content to not get it. Why? To react harshly or be disappointed would be communicating that you really don't feel you deserve what you want. Therefore, the universe will conform to your belief and send you people and circumstances that match and mirror your expectations. Being indifferent is like swimming with the current. You are simply along for the ride and enjoy where it takes you. Being attached to an outcome or person you want is like swimming upstream. You'll only wear yourself out and drown, thereby missing the gift of an effortless journey with people and circumstances that want you also." So think about it. It's like when you ask a girl out, or you are hoping to get the job that you always wanted, and then it doesn't happen. You get disappointed. A great way, a great perspective, and it's taken me a long time to get to this place where I have this perspective, is that, and it helps with life experience as well. But you want something, you desire something, you take action, whether it's asking a girl out on a date, or going for an interview and a job, or you're trying to land that client that you've always wanted, and then things don't happen. They don't work out the way you expect. So what typically happens? You typically get disappointed, you get frustrated, you get angry, you get fearful, you get upset, you become sad, you become depressed. Why? You're suffering because you became attached to an outcome that you wanted, and then the outcome doesn't happen, doesn't meet your expectations, therefore you're disappointed. And the perspective that we're a place where I'm at now, and I'm not perfect with this, it's sometimes I want something to happen, it doesn't happen. I'm going to feel frustration, I'm going to get angry, sometimes fear is going to pop in there. That's just the way life is. The key is to learn to roll with the punches. The key is to have the perspective where you can step back from things when they don't go your way and say, you know what? This is obviously the way they're supposed to be. And what's happened, happened, and it couldn't have happened any other way. Like the guy who I was just talking to before I filmed this video, when I finished the last phone session that I had scheduled for today. One of the things that we were talking about is that what led him to my work was obviously his relationship crashing and burning of several years. And part of the thing that he was struggling with is, like a lot of guys says, God, I wish I would have found your book sooner. I wish I would have found your YouTube channel sooner. I wish I'd have found your Facebook fan page sooner. I wish I'd have found your website sooner. But at the end of the day, what happened in their life, that event that actually led them to start searching and ultimately find my work, that was the impetus. That's what drove them, because they basically got to a point and they realized, what I'm doing is not working. Something is obviously foobarred about this situation. Foobar means fucked up beyond all recognition, for those of you who don't know. So something's foobar with the situation, and you realize Well, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Bottom line is, if you continue to do what you've always done, you're going to continue to get what you've always got. And at some level, they've had enough. They are just like, that's it. I'm tired of things being this way. Shit needs to change. And they start searching. They find my website. Sometimes it's in time to help them, and sometimes it's too late. But at the end of the day, the way I look at things in my life is that everything happens for a reason. I mean, nobody likes going through a breakup. Nobody likes experiencing rejection of someone that they really like and want to go out with, or getting turned down for your dream job when it's all you've been thinking about since you were a little kid. You got to be persistent. You got to go for the things that you want in life, and you got to understand that when one door closes, there's always another one that tends to open up. But if you're just sitting there pouting about the fact that the door just got slammed in your face, you're not going to be able to see all the other doors and all the other possibilities. They're just saying, hey, dude, come on over here. We got something great for you. So the key, again, is to be indifferent to whatever shows up. And it's more of an art than a science. It's really not going to be a light switch. But if you can get that kind of a perspective where you realize, and this is so important, when you really realize that everyone that's in your life, every friend that's in your life, every business associate, every acquaintance of yours, every friendship that you have, every lover that comes into your life, they are there for a reason. They're supposed to be there. And those that are not there, they're not supposed to be in your life. The bottom line is the people that are supposed to be with you on this journey, they're going to show up right on time. And the only thing that gets in your way of making that happen or making that manifest is you still have yet to do some more growing in order to become the person that you need to be. Because I talk about this a lot. It's all about getting to a place where you're really happy with yourself and you really love your life and you have a content, complete life. Because if you're single and you're fucking miserable, you won't be happy in a relationship. So the key is you got to do the work on yourself and your life, whether it's working on your career or your business or taking care of your body or getting your finances in order or your personal life in order or your friendships, or maybe you got a lot of negative people in your life that are always bringing you down, always telling you what you can't do and why it won't work out for you. Maybe it's changing your peer group is something that you need to do. One of the things that I learned from Tony Robbins is so true. Love your family, but choose your peers. The quality of your life is going to be in direct proportion to the quality of the people who you consistently spend your time with. And as a self-loving, self-respecting human being, you have to learn to recognize that when somebody doesn't want to stay in your life, you got to stop trying to put the square peg in the round hole and trying to force them to stay in your life. You have to give them the freedom to come and go as they please. If they're really meant to stay, guess what? They will stay and they'll love you regardless. You've probably heard me say more than once, you got to love in such a way that the person you love feels free. It's the same true with accomplishing anything in life. If you're trying to accomplish something, or you want your business to take off, or you want your career to take off, and it's just not quite taking off yet, well, obviously, there's some things that you can't see yet because they're not in your life that have to happen, or that will happen in the future. Maybe there's an opportunity that you're going to be presented with down the road, but yet the circumstances have not aligned properly so that opportunity can manifest itself. That's why it's important if a girl rejects you, or you start dating a girl and it doesn't work out, or you're going after a job that you really want and they turn you down, or they say there's no way we'd hire somebody like you, or whatever it happens to be, you got to keep looking. There's another possibility out there. Maybe there's another company that you go work for and you do so awesome out that other company that turned you down and said there's no way, maybe they come in 5 years from now and beg you to come work for them, and they pay you a shitload of money. And maybe that was the path that was going to manifest in order for you to achieve what it is that you want to achieve. That's why you can't get attached to any set of circumstances. If you're trying to start a new business, you're going to have an idea of what you think is going to make it work. And then when you start making an effort, you start advertising, you start marketing, you start building that business, whatever, you're going to realize that a lot of your premises that you came up with, a lot of the things that you thought would work, when you actually implement them, guess what? They're not going to work. And your ability to adapt and improvise, overcome, compensate, and change your approach is what's going to inhibit or enable you to get to where you want to go. It's all about like swimming downstream, just seeing where things kind of take you. Because when you're trying to go against things, if you keep resisting it, you're just going to wear yourself out. So let's go ahead and get into this guy's email. He says, "Hey coach, I've read your book and I've used your techniques recently quite effectively. In fact, I just recently met a girl. We went on a first date and it went well. I made a great connection and impression. See, the thing that you have to realize is that the majority of the guys that are screwing up with women, see, attraction's not a choice. Women either like you or they don't. They don't have any choice over the fact that they're attracted to you initially any more than you had any choice over saying, wow, that girl's really hot, I gotta have her. Or, hey, that's a great job, I really want that job. It's not a choice. Mother Nature's already taken care of the physical attraction part of life. And so therefore, what really is going to enable you to be successful is just not talking her out of liking you. In other words, if she likes you, she's open to the possibility of a love story happening. But if she doesn't like you, no amount of your clever jokes or your humor or your things is going to convince her. The idea is to have enough self-love and self-respect to keep on moving until you find somebody who does reciprocate. Because when you keep moving and you keep circulating, you're stating to the universe that I only spend my time with people who are really into me because I'm awesome. Why would I want to spend my time with somebody who doesn't already think I'm awesome? I mean, it's common sense when you think about it, but most of us are so focused on what we like and what we want that we completely ignore the fact that the other person just ain't feeling it. But when you sit around and you sulk and you're upset and you keep trying to get this person to change their mind, or you think, if I just ask her a different way, or if I take a different approach, which is what you always see in TV and the movies. The guy's always trying to come up with some clever event to make happen, some ultimate date that will convince the girl why she should be with him. A guy who has self-love and self-respect is going to say, it's not going to take that a ridiculously creative date. It's just going to take her liking me from the start and me not talking her out of it. Because I'm awesome, because I'm a catch, because I have a lot to offer. And if I go out with somebody or I hang out with a potential friend that doesn't see the value that I bring to the table, then hey, it's their fucking loss. And you feel that way. And so therefore, people who love themselves and who respect themselves, when they encounter somebody who doesn't reciprocate attraction or reciprocate interests or doesn't have the same goals and values, they walk away with the feeling of, hey, it's really their loss, because it is. And that's the way you should feel. He says, I went in smoothly for a first kiss, knowing that if she tugged back, I was done. She kissed me back. Ding, ding. Guess what? You're in. And that means that she liked you from the get-go, and you didn't talk her out of it. That's awesome, dude. So therefore, the love story is actually starting to evolve. It just happens. That's what women just want. That's what all of us really just want. We want to meet somebody, and it just happens. And it just kind of effortlessly flows together. And that's what happens when you make sure that you encounter people that you encounter and you go out on dates with, that the interest is mutual. It's a lot easier that way. He says, so I used your methods further, and I kept cool, and she texted me the next day saying how much she liked her date, etc. That's a really great sign, because you end the date and you go, hey, call me later, and guess what? The next day she texts you. Guess what? You don't ever have to call or text this woman again, because she's already chasing you. How fucking easy is that? It's ridiculously easy. It's effortless. That's the way it's supposed to be. Why? Feminine energy is all about bonding and connecting. Well, your bonding and connecting went so well on the first date, and her attraction level is probably a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10 at this point, that she feels comfortable enough and safe enough with you because you acted like a leader and you acted like a man on your date, that the next day she's getting in touch with you. Why? It's not so much because she wants to tell you she had a great time. She had such a great time that she's hoping that you had such a great time too, and that you want to see her again and you make the next date. He says, I kept it cool and I texted back, but then I didn't do anything for a few days. I would have made the next date, dude. He says, then I called her for a second date. The second date went really well. My only problem was that I assumed that there was no way I was going to get into her bed. Come on, man. See, it's like you didn't believe. You thought, that guy Corey, what are you selling? That's got to be too fucking good to be true. There's absolutely no way I could go out and on the second or third date the girl's going to want to sleep with me. Come on, man. Remember, she was already sexually attracted to you from the get-go. She didn't have a choice. And so she had this initial idea of what you were like, and she had this strong animalistic attraction. and you went out and you performed flawlessly on your date, you followed everything textbook, of course, she already liked you. And guess what? Because you handled yourself appropriately on the first date, she liked you even more by the end of it. So much so that she's already texting you the next day. And you could have had your second date even sooner than you did. It was her idea to contact you. And if you just set a date 2 to 3 days up in the future, textbook. He says, well, because obviously when she called the next day, he's thinking, oh no, it's too soon to ask her for a date. She's calling you, dude. She's chasing you. She's chasing you. She's not getting rid of you. He says, well, the night went late and she asked me to stay over. Huh, how about that? First on the couch, but then because of our connection, she said, please sleep in bed with me. Ding, ding. You're going to get lucky, dude. He says, I kept it cool and calmly went to bed. Unfortunately, I was ill-prepared and did not bring protection. Success depends upon prior preparation. And without said preparation, there is sure to be failure. So you didn't have a love glove with you. You just didn't believe that what I teach could be that awesome. Well, really, it's about you being awesome, because the bottom line is all you really did was show up and demonstrate your best self. Your best self showed up on your dates. And because of that, she was ready to have sex with you. That's your birthright, dude. You were born into this world to have experiences go exactly like this. He says she slipped into nothing but a top and no underwear and laid next to me. All because you didn't have a little raincoat with you. Dude, you could have said, hey, you know what? Let's run around. Let me throw some clothes on. I'll go to the drugstore. I'll go to the neighborhood 7-Eleven. Somebody's got to have some condoms. He says, long story short, I did know her well enough to have unprotected sex, but at the same time, I did not want to appear unprepared or uninterested. I played with her for a while, but did not do the deed. She seemed stunned to the extent that she got out of bed naked in the morning just to show me what I missed. Well, she was probably hoping that you would do the deed in the morning. He says, it truly reflects your wisdom and that I never wanted it too much. Yes, I'm a damn fool, but I am taking it as a great lesson. The techniques work wonders. I've been fucking telling you. I say, even if you think I'm full of shit, I don't know what I'm talking about, just apply what I teach. You will see that it works. She said that she likes me for my cool demeanor, confidence, and how we connect and laugh and have fun so easily. Another reason why I say hang out, have fun, and hook up. That's all the guy needs to do. That's what he did. He hung out, he had fun, and she was ready to hook up, but he didn't have a love glove. Oh well, shame on you, dude. He says, thank you. I may have failed this time with a chick, but I will take the lessons and your teachings to the next opportunity. Well, maybe next time you'll be prepared, and then you can give her the old meat missile, or, as I like to say, the flesh rocket. So, I mean, but great job, dude. That is a win. It was totally possible to have sex, and you were just unprepared. And I got to commend you on your self-control, because a lot of guys in that position, when the general got hard, they would have jumped right in without any protection at all. So, great fucking job, dude. Pat yourself in the back for being awesome, because you are awesome, and this is your birthright. And every guy listening to this who hasn't had an experience like this yet, keep applying what I teach, because it will happen for you. And if you'd like to get my help personally, the quickest way is to book phone, Skype, or email coaching. You can choose any of those options by going to my website and clicking the products tab at the top of your screen on any page. It'll be at the top. And I will talk to you soon.